with regards, we're actually hiring right now. One of our 3 coders is retiring. So we're looking for like someone who knows Express App Framework or at least something similar and whatever. And we started the job of looking for the new guy like a week ago. If any of you guys are interested in it, it's the position.
You can give us a call. We have experience on that.
Yeah, exactly. So the position's based in Geneva in Switzerland, and ideally we'll have someone in Geneva because we really need somebody who's also able to do some of the kind of software as a service type stuff in the office. But anyway, we started looking, and it's clear that the proposition is slightly different from what most kind of young, ambitious coders want. They want to learn the latest like React type framework. They want to know when I've learned that, what can I learn next and all this. Whereas what we're offering is really, we're 3 coders who've been in the same position for like all of us there over 10 years. We've all become extremely attached to this one way of doing things. And it's extremely comfortable and we're all experts. So it's a great environment. We get an awful lot done very quickly. As you guys all know, the framework's very good for churning out extremely solid code. But it's going to be, what we need is someone who wants that, who wants to be with a tiny team of friendly experts and not necessarily something where the turnover is quick. We would have great difficulty onboarding somebody new. It would take us ages before they were productive. They'd just, they would see like, oh, you need to change the color of this button. And they would think, I know how to do that in ASP.NET. But to change the color of a button in Express App Framework's really not that simple and not that easy. I always say the easy things are really hard in Express App Framework, but you get a lot of the hard things for free. They're really easy. So things like a report writer or security or things that we've already mentioned are really easy in Express App Framework compared to like any other approach. But the easy things are often surprisingly hard, and like changing the color of a button or something like that. So then you end up with you need to find a coder who wants that, says, okay, I want to be part of this teeny team that produces extremely good quality software for banks and for things that are really hard to, we have to pass massive security audits every once in a while, and we pass them every time thanks to Express App Framework because they don't make any mistakes. It's good, it's solid, it passes things. So but yeah, it's a tricky hiring proposition. I think I don't know if it's everybody's experience, but it's not the same as
if I can add my 2 cents there. The first thing that I always say to everyone in your team is everything is hard until you understand it. Yeah, sometimes changing a color is hard, but as soon as you understand how XAF does things, changing another color or changing the border or changing something else is the same methodology. You access the control, the underlying control, find the property, you change it. So the first time, of course, there is a mentality shift that you need to have that is different from how you do it in WinForms and ASP.NET Core and everything else. I will also argue, and I have seen this especially with people that have been using XAF for a long time, they never want to go back. They don't want to draw and drag controls one by one. They don't want to build the whole screen. They just want, sometimes one screen you customize it, but besides that, I just want what I know it works, what I know that is function well, and I can do it quick, and I can have something on my client's hand, because we love technology. I like to know everything that is going up, the latest things. I like to see Blazor WebAssembly with Entity Framework Core and SQLite. I like all the new things, but I also like providing value to our customer. I also like stability, and if something is work, don't change it. I do have a client that is not the same that Jose was referring to, that is using both reports, report 1 and report 2, side by side. They don't want to change anything that they did already. Report 1 will still be there forever, but they use the new capability with report 2. So you can find those ways. And regarding hiring, I will argue, I started saying that everyone who has done XAF for a while doesn't want to go back. I will argue that the value that this developer will get, because XAF is not only doing the code, you are basically doing everything. You are working with the database, you are working with the front end, you are working with the back end, you are working with deployment, you are working with DevOps, where you are working with testing. So I will argue that sometimes the new developers are getting somehow dragged or drowned to the new technologies. But with XAF, we have Blazor, that is a really new technology with ASP.NET Core and all the new patterns. But not only that, you get the experience of building a complete system from beginning, from scratch to deployment. And I don't believe that a lot of framework companies have that opportunity. So I will argue for everyone who's starting that that's a great opportunity. Join that small team, learn how to do software from beginning to end, and you will not regret it. After that, if you move on your own, you will have all the skills that you need to build for yourself a software, to build to another client, to even again, as Jose say, he masters .NET through XAF. Even if you decide later on to only do Blazor, to only do things, you will have a lot of skill on your toolbox.